Hello and welcome back to the Cove with more Surviving Mars Green Planet. Okay, so we are working on a few things. We are working on the terraforming project. We are also working on our resources. But one of the things we have not touched as of yet is our retirement plan, and I think that needs to change as of today. So at the moment, it looks like we have a couple of homeless individuals, which is not exactly ideal, so we need to fix that. And very conveniently, there are 20 senior people. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and find them a new home. So let's go ahead and build ourselves a new dome. We're going to transfer these guys over there with our shuttles. I think that's the best way of doing things. We don't want them to be interconnecting and using the rest of our logistics network. That is for active participants in our economy only. Again, they're here to retire. So first things first, we need a dome. So let's start off with a basic dome. It's nothing going to be too fancy. It's what we started out with originally. We'll pop that out over, I don't know, I suppose here should be sufficient. Yeah, let's go ahead and we'll build that there. And then what we will do is I think we may even go ahead and tap into this underground water supply. And then we'll also put in some triple electric scrubbers and some housing. So I think that that's what we're going to do. So let's get that up and running. Now the good news is we do have the nano construction bots, so we don't even have to wait entirely upon our drones to get everything to where they need to go. So we'll go ahead and work on that. And while that's being built, I believe we also have a little bit of a manpower issue in Emerald. So we have a couple of homeless and a couple of spaces that need some looking after. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to go ahead and upgrade the server spots for the electronics store. We'll finally give them access to some gaming locally. But then what we're also going to do is I think we're going to go ahead and fix some things in this dome. So if we filter by traits and then by specialization, it looks like we have 19 engineers, which is sort of cutting away from this being a true science dome. We have some scientists in other domes, which is kind of not where we want them, so we need to work on that. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and kick out a few of our engineers. So what I'm thinking we do is we're going to go to Jade, and since the majority of the engineers are working in the polymer factory, we'll still let them work, but they'll have to work from over here. So what we're going to do is make this specialization for engineers specifically. We will say yes to those. And then to make sure that we have enough room for everybody, we're going to have to tweak a couple of things. So first things first, I don't think we need 6 officers in here, so we're going to go ahead and cut that down. One person in each shift should be sufficient. We already have that for the infirmary, and then I think that should be good. Other than that, I think we can also go ahead and upgrade for server spots to be working here, making sure that we don't have anyone unnecessarily working in the space bar. And then I believe, wait a second, was there something else we needed to do specialization wise? We already said no to scientists, geologists and botanists. Right. You know what? We'll disable the botanist one. We do have a little fungal farm here. People are allowed to work. But that should be fine. Actually, you know what? This is for housing. Yeah, because people will be looking for the living space, not necessarily the work position. So we'll apply that. And then let's quickly check out. That's already good. Right, I think that should be fine. So hopefully we can cut down on our numbers of people working here. Because we have people working in other domes that they really shouldn't be. In fact, I think we even have... Whereabouts is it? We have... I believe we have a scientist working in one of our buildings somewhere. But they shouldn't be there. So either way, we need to kick them into the proper jobs. That is something that we need to focus on. And to make sure that we do that, let's go ahead and make sure this is set to restricted to specialists only. More incentivize the others to get kicked out. Same with the specialists only for our botanists, that's allowed. And then for the metals extractor, we'll keep who we have there for now. I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal. It should be fun. Oh, and infirmary-wise... You know what? Let's go ahead and cut that down a little bit as well. Just make sure that we are getting everything we can. Oh, and... Oh, hang on a second. Gamma Solar. You look a little different to all of our others. You're a bio-robot. Okay, cool. So this is our bio-robot that we created. I guess, yeah, here you are. We couldn't find you earlier, but there you go. Alright, so apparently she is a coward, which is not exactly the world's best traits to be given to a robot. And then Martian-born, that's very nice, so they do get that. And then melancholic as well. Yeah, we're definitely going to need to send you to the sanatorium at some point. Yeah, hopefully that'll be soon. But either way, we will we'll go ahead and we will also set this to the server spots. Make sure that we go ahead and reduce the amount of non-specialized people in this building as possible. Realistically, this we want good science from here and nothing else in particular. Alright, so we'll go ahead and do that. We'll also need to go ahead and, you know what, we should probably pick up some supplies for our new little space over here. Let's go ahead and we'll add a food depot. That's going to be a necessity if they are to have access to food. We'll set that at about, I don't know, 50 should be desirable for now. And then let's also go ahead and, you know, we'll just chuck in a universal depot. And that'll be for the basics. We don't need to worry about food here, nor rare metals, fuel and seeds. It's just the basics and enough to maintain whatever we have going on.
Anomaly analyzed.
So we'll set those to 5, and then we will also go ahead and yeah, hopefully figure the rest of that out as time goes by. Alright, so either way, that is our magnetic field generator done, so this will help us decrease the loss of atmosphere. So at the moment we're at 2%. We're not losing any atmosphere at this stage, but I'm sure that will happen sooner than later, given our weak gravitational pull. Kind of hard to keep the gases floating around the planet, but we will go ahead and see what would that cost us. Alright, we also have Project Morpheus. Maybe we go for both right now. Yeah, that should be alright. So let's see, magnetic field generator. You know what, for now, I think we hold off. We don't need it as of this second, we're not losing anything, but we will get around to that at some point. But I think first, we do go ahead and we build the Project Morpheus. Yeah, let's just make sure that we get some extra perks. That seems ideal, and we're fairly close to what we need. So let's go ahead and build that. You know what, let's put this over here by the old people's home. That should be fun. We'll go ahead and protect this with some MDS lasers and triple electric scrubber, so I suppose that's fine. Let's go ahead and do that now though. We'll pop that in between. That should reach... Yeah, that should reach all there, and then let's also go for the MDS laser, make sure that everything is adequately secured. In fact, you know what, let's just swing this around. If we place this, whereabouts? I'm kind of hoping to get as much coverage as possible, like the rare metals. There we go, I think that should be sufficient. Covers the drone hub, mostly covers the rare metals extractor. That'll be good, and then... yeah, I think we'll leave that for now. We'll get to the rest later. Project Morpheus will be a pretty heavy drain on our electronic supply, but right now I think we're doing fairly good as far as production is concerned. If we check it out, we are making 23.2 per sol, which is quite remarkable. Yeah, I think that is pretty good for now. Alright, we also have the achievement for having harvested seeds on Mars. Not that it really shows that we have a full seed or anything, but I'm guessing that was from our first harvest at our hydroponic farm. Yeah, having a medic and a scientist there, not exactly the Not exactly the plan, but I suppose that'll have to do. Any progress is good progress. And then, do we care for anything else? Extra greens, wheatgrass, kelp or vegetables? Nah, I don't think that's really necessary. Alright, so we'll just let those things start to construct over time. Let's see, is there anything else we can do? Yeah, this universal depot is a little slow, it seems. How much can be done over that? Let's see, we're getting concrete for over here. At least this basic dome is going up relatively quickly, so we should be able to deal with our homelessness soon. Let's also go ahead and land our rocket. Apparently this has seeds. Oh, that's right. Yes, we purchased a couple of seeds from Earth. Yep, my bad. I just had a mental blank there for a second. So that'll be very good. Well, now we did technically get that first one, so yeah, perfect timing to make us look good. Alright, so let's see, what else have we got? Terraforming amplification, that'll be nice. Science is still working itself out. I think we've got a couple of homeless still over here. We do need to fix that. Alright, these guys, these Hawking Institutes are the highest priority, so that's ideal. Electronic store is up and running, our infirmary is good, our grocer is fine, security station is decent. You know, I'm almost tempted to go ahead and cut this off from the rest of the others as far as services are concerned. So we can use the services, but that works both ways. Passages for work, that is allowed. I think we should be okay for now, but we will play around with that if things do drop, but I think we should be fine. Yeah, now that we've got gaming and extra shopping and dining, I think we should be good. Yeah, I think we should be good, but we will keep a careful eye on that just in case. As for everything else, I think maybe... Where's our transport? Our RC transport should be fairly busy. Yeah, where are you right now? Okay, you're delivering some metals, and it looks like you're taking them straight here. Okay, well that's really good to see. It does look like our RC transport has a little bit of a brain.
Anomaly
It's bringing resources to near where they are needed. So that'll definitely be good for Project Morpheus. That is nice, and yeah, good to see that the AI is not completely incompetent, as in some games it can be rather annoying. But either way, I think that was... Yeah, we did finish up a tech just before, so we should add on a new one just to be safe. Let's go ahead and go for... let's say... A space elevator could be cool, but again, we don't really need that either. Let's just go for something nice and simple. How about... Fungal farm. Yeah, hang on a second. Yeah, so there's an upgrade. We already have a fungal farm. Oh no, that's a hydroponic farm? You know what? It's a cheap tech. We may as well pick it up. It's something we can tick off the list, and if we use it, we need it, we can use it, and if not, oh well. That should be fine. Alright, let's see. How else? Triple electric scrubber, that's up and running soon. We should... You know what, given how many electronics are going to be needed in this area, let's go ahead and build a specific depot for electronics. We'll drop that off over here, and that should be accessible by the shuttles. And we'll pop that up to... I don't know, let's just go with 25 for now. Yeah, hopefully the shuttles will start to send people across there. In fact, what we need though... Yeah, we're on colonists. Let's go to transport everything and make sure that we're looking after our logistics. Yeah, it looks like there's a few things to pick up and get transported across, so that should be good. Yeah, look at that. Delivering them right to where they need to be, so that is good. Apparently... Yeah, the desired amount is still 0, but that should hopefully drop them off over here. Did we have concrete over here? Yes, we do, so that should be nice. In In fact, we may even see about building up a couple more transports. Let's see, 5 polymers, 3 electronics. Well, you know what? As much as I do love that idea, we do need a fair few electronics to keep everything up and running. We need a couple more before we can get Project Morpheus done. We'll need more for the triple electric scrubbers and some of the buildings, let alone the fact that we now have an electronics store, which will consume a few. Yeah, in fact, yeah, our consumption is almost as great as our maintenance, so I think we should probably hold off on using a couple for now. Maybe in a couple of days we'll build some more, but that'll be fine. And then, let's see. Alright, we're also trying to do a fair bit here with these carbonate processors and the mohole. Well, apparently that is outside of range, but you know what? That's not a high priority right now, so if the nanobots want to take their time, I'm happy with that. But either way, let's go ahead and check in on this update to the last war. Feeding the hand that feeds.
It may seem that Earth has been engulfed with slowly spreading madness. But there are those who haven't lost their minds to this war craze and are actively working to restore peace.
As major mining operations on Earth are easy targets for today's weapons, Brazil believes that a supply of rare metals from Mars will greatly help their peacekeeping efforts. In fact, we can now send rare metals to Earth to decrease war tension instead of receiving funding. Rockets for the shipments will arrive regularly. Huh. Okay. So audit all of our reserves and prepare for sending out supply missions to Earth. Okay, so we are going to need to kick up our production then, if that is the case. We do have both of these working pretty decently. You know what, the power consumption, that's an easy fix for us. Let's go ahead and amplify that one. It wasn't necessary before, but we'll go ahead and do that now. We'll also open it up 24 hours a day since we have our solar power 24/7. Let's also go ahead and amplify our rare metals extractor. And there should be one more. It's already amplified. Okay, so that should be good. We'll make sure that we are producing as many as we can. We want to turn a lot into electronics, so we will need that. And then obviously between sending money and getting, how do we call it, requested deliveries of things, we should probably make sure that we have an ample supply. Alright, but either way, that's not a bad thing. We should be okay. I think we'll have enough fuel as well. I'm assuming they're going to want us to fuel up their other rockets as well, so we do need to keep that in careful mind. We do have a fair few drones around here, so they should be able to deal with the workload. Alright, let's just check in and see if there's any more planetary anomalies we need to deal with. Could do another meteor shower, but again, not right now. Not while we're constructing new things. And then spend a few, put up a satellite and make some money. Okay, well, you know what? That is something that we will do in the future, but right now we're doing okay. I think we'll even continue to outsource since we have so much cash. I think that's probably not a bad idea. There we go. So, oh, wait a second. Here it is. Omega Telescope. It shows that we get a 20% increase on all of these. Okay, so that makes sense. Alright, that... I couldn't find what we were getting from there, but I guess I just missed it whenever we were on the research team. On the research screen, sorry. Huh. Well, the more you know. Alright, and it also looks like we have a couple of genius colonists. Very nice. Well... I guess going through the sanatorium has been a good thing, so yeah, it's good to see that everything is working properly. Alright, so we're still working on all of these people. They seem to have a fair few issues. Let's just check in on the polymer factory. That is still up and running as well. Only specialists are accepted. We have a lot of colonists. Ooh. Hang on a second. What's the go then? Still have a few people here that shouldn't be here. Okay. Do we just have to... Oh, I guess we're now getting more and more homeless people, right, as housing is rather cramped. Okay, so you know what? Let's just double check. We have 22 seniors. Alright, well then I guess we may as well build up some more apartments. That is the only way to get around this. I think we'll go ahead and... Can't fit any more in this central dome, which is sort of a little annoying. I guess we could have reshuffled those smaller buildings across. Yeah, that would have been a little bit better thinking, but I guess that doesn't always happen. Alright then, well, we may as well go ahead and build one more down over here. Yeah, can't do too much about that. Yeah, that's kind of annoying, but it is what it is.
Research
Alright,
complete.
well, there goes our terraforming amplification, so that's very, very nice. That's going to help us speed up this project a fair bit. Let's just go ahead and, since we can, we may as well. Let's go ahead and work on the cloning vats, or do we care for less food consumption? You know what? Maybe we go for some better housing. Let's go for some smart homes. It does have a hotel, a smart complex, and smart homes. I'm not sure if that's necessarily going to be the best thing for us, but again, any extra housing options could be better than none, so... Or, well, better than what we have, so let's always have a look at those. Yeah, alright, so let's see. Looks like the rare metal rocket is landing relatively soon. That's fine. We don't need this fusion reactor. In fact, let's quickly go ahead and cut this down. I'm afraid that we may have been training up engineers unnecessarily. Looks like we need a few more scientists, medics, and officers. Okay, this is, this could be a little bit tricky. You know what, maybe we send a couple of geologists over here to these extractors. Yeah, oh well, I guess this is the only one that we can send them to, but again, that's still not a terrible thing. Alright, of course, speaking of extractors, we do need a second triboelectric scrubber in the area. So let's go ahead and pop that. 1, 2, 3 hexes here. That way we can at least cover each other, and we'll cover all of those, so we won't have any issues there. We've also got automated storage now, not that we need it, but if we want it, we have access. Yeah, I think we'll be doing okay. I think we should be fine. Let's go with the food depot. Let's disable the shuttle access for now. We don't need that right now. But what we do need is all of these electronics to be consumed. Looks like they're really busy with these concrete depots for some reason. You know what? Let's disable that. That doesn't seem like the best thing. And then... let's also disable this from the shuttle network. That way the drones can carry things across as is needed. Yeah, I think... hang on a second, where else do these metals go in this area? We have, let's see, metals depot. Okay, so it is within range. It's just a little bit janky, that's fine. Let's go ahead and we'll disable from here. We'll disable from there as well. Let the drones focus on these, and then the rest, I think... yeah, we'll see how that goes. Alright, so hopefully that should be the last time that these guys are picking up or dropping off from their current location. Yeah, that should be fine. Let's also go ahead and disable these from shuttle access.
Resources are low.
Alright, concrete is rather low, so that's going to be what's slowing us down now. In fact, oh dear. It looks like we might have spent a little bit too much right now. Okay, let's minimize this. Let's maximize the basic dome as our priority. I should have thought about that sooner, but I guess mistakes are made. Let's go ahead and drop that down as well. And it looks like this carbonite processor is being built. Okay, so... alright, we'll see how that ends up being. Oh, wait a second. What have we got? Ah, this is the wrong kind of trading pad. Alright, let's go ahead and switch that back over to standard landing. Let's drop that rocket down there. That'll be fine. Let's also go ahead and disable all of these waste rocks. I don't think we need this to be accessible by the... Actually, no, let's just control click and say all of those cannot be accessed by the shuttles. We don't need them working on that right now. We need to focus on more important things. Let's also go ahead and amplify. 10 polymers per carbonate processor is pretty easy. A little bit of power is also not that bad. Also, that 50% increase to our terraforming is very nice. Let's also double check these GHG factories. Yep, let's go ahead and do the same thing for those as well. That will be very, very good. Alright, so metals rocket almost up and running. Yeah, well, that's probably going to take off whenever it's ready. Nothing we can do with the legs for terraforming, so that's fine. Alright, so you know what? If we can get enough of these rare metals, maybe we can go ahead and kick the war tension down to 0 back at Earth. Oh wow, okay, dropped by 10%, so let's say another 5 shipments, because by the time this ticks back up again, yeah, we'll have to see. Okay, so we're making note, 44% is when it left. And when it returns, we will see. We will see. Alright, so it looks like that MDS laser is up and running, which is good. These triple electric scrubbers we can now go ahead and kick up to maximum, so that means no more maintenance there. Yeah, that should be sufficient. That'll also help out with all of these. Let's just see, does that tick down? I think it does.
Research complete.
So we'll just have to see. Oh, and gravity engineering. Alright, so what was this one? Oh, the Megadome. Okay, that's really cool. That could be rather fun to play with, but not right now. Let's go for... Let's see. Let's go with maybe a... Let's go with a... let's go... Sorry, I'm just having trouble. I'm thinking we go for... Don't need vegetation yet. That's still well out of the way. Import greenhouse gases. Yeah, atmosphere and water. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and plan for that. And then let's also go ahead and build... let's build field extractors. That's maybe not a bad idea. An excavator, waste rock. You know what? Let's go for rare metals extractor. You know what? Yeah, in fact, let's go ahead and make that the top thing first. If we can get that extra 50% production, that could be very good given our
Dust
current
storm
necessities for what's going on. Alright, so that seems fine. That's really good. We do need to make sure... Oh, hang on a second. Yes, I just realized we put these food depots right side by side, and that's not necessarily the best thing for us. We're going to need to put them within range of our drone hubs. Yeah, otherwise we're not actually going to be able to get food from one location to the other if the shuttles go down. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's put a universal depot. Let's see, let's hold down control for the drone hubs. Oh, wait a second, we already have one. What was I thinking? Okay, let's add food into the list. Let's add some polymers and electronics now. We'll make sure that this is set to 5. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that should be good. That should be relatively easy just to maintain everything there from this point onwards. This other universal depot, not as important, but it is what it is. Yeah, I suppose if people want to go ahead and take some stuff there to help build these things, that'll be fine by me. Alright, so we're just waiting on the concrete. So we do need to get that to wherever we can go. Yeah, kind of a slow-going process. Alright, looks like...
Resources are low.
Alright, looks like our electronics are getting low. That's no surprises there, but again, we are consuming a fair few. We have 20 prefabs available for our drones, so we should probably check in and see. You guys are at low. Let's unload another 5 here. In fact, let's go ahead with 10. That way, as more resources are brought to that shared point, we can easily get things to where they need to go. Then we can also do maintenance and building as necessary. And then with the other 10, let's see. You're rather chilled, so are you. You're not really needed. You have 18, that's also pretty good. Alright, well I guess our drone hubs are fairly alright. Well, that's lovely to see. Yeah, okay, well, that's nice to hear. Yeah, hopefully some of this concrete will make its way across fairly quickly. Yeah, that would be very good to see. Again, we are amplified as best as we can. We do have... Do we have a second? No, I don't think we do. I don't think we have another source of concrete nearby. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, that's a fairly low grade, so that's going to take a while. We're still waiting on the Mohole mine, unfortunately, so... Do we just build one more concrete deposit all the way out here? Oh dear, what does it take to build another one? Let's just check. Let's see, concrete extractor, metals and machine parts. You know what, that's actually pretty fine. Let's just go ahead and we'll dump this here. It's not exactly too far from the drone commander. Honestly, that's not that big of a deal. Yeah, we'll build that there. Let's go ahead and we'll get the power source. We'll plug that in from right about there, and then let's go up across here. There we go, and around. Again, no metals or anything there for it being for our breakthrough tech. And then let's also go ahead and make sure that we have some... Oh, wait a second. We're going to have some issues with our drones, aren't we? We're going to need another drone hub to have access to all of this. And unless we send over our commander... You know what? I think that's actually not going to be the worst idea. Let's grab the RC commander. We're going to drop you off over here. We'll see what your range is. And that way... Yeah, this should build itself automatically. And then if we've got a couple of drones in the area, we should be able to drop everything off at these large dumping sites. We should be able to pick up the concrete and get that taken away fairly easily. So let's make sure that we have a little depot side by side for the concrete, as I'm sure that'll build up relatively fast. We will have access to the shuttles, and then yeah, if we move just over here, that'll be all that we need. Yeah, that'll be fantastic. Okay, so you know what? That'll help us get a little bit more concrete in the meantime, since this is taking so long to produce what we need. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Everything else seems to be working out fairly well, so you know what? I think we'll call things there. Yeah, alright, so again, hopefully we'll finish up with this basic dome. We'll get our retirement plan sorted. But again, we will see how that all pans out. So if you do want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is the best way to catch all future content, and I'll see you next time. So until then, thank you for tuning in to the Leviathan Cove. This is the Leviathan, signing out.